In this video, I'm going to show how to make the rainbow pixel cane you see here. There are follow-up videos to show how I use this cane to cover a pen barrel and then finish that pen to a glass-like professional finish without the use of any power tools. I mix my colors by weight and use a spreadsheet that allows me to mix any amount of any of my custom colors. I use Kato clay primarily, as I prefer it for caning due to its firmness and consistency. The recipe for the colors I used are in the video description, but you can use any 4 colors that you want. Mix equal amounts of all of your colors. I mixed about 180 grams of each color as I wanted to have a lot of this cane because, frankly, it's a lot of prep work and I don't really enjoy doing it. Next, I mixed my 5 tints of my base 4 colors. The first tint is 1 part color, 4 parts white. The second is 2 parts color, 3 parts white. The third is 3 parts color, 2 parts white. The fourth is 4 parts color, 1 part white. And the fifth is 5 parts color. Since I wanted to make a large cane, I went with 10 grams for a part, meaning each of my tints worked out to be these weights. If you don't want to mix up so many blends, and I don't blame you if you don't want to, you can do this whole cane with just 3 tints of each blend. In that case, I would do either the first, third, and fifth of these, or do 1/3, 2/3, and of course 3/3. Here are all the mixed tints. Next, cut out equal squares from each tint and stack them. It's okay if your square doesn't perfectly fit on your rolled out color. As you can see here, you can cut off a bit that's sticking out, square off the edge that's too short, and then just join them together. Here are all the squares cut and stacked. You'll also need 2 stacks of scrap clay. Canes distort more on the outside, and when I made this cane originally, my ends distorted way more than I wanted and messed up my pattern. So this time I'm using some scrap clay at the top and bottom to minimize that distortion. Now you'll need lots of slices. You can cut them by hand or with a slicer. If you're cutting by hand and using a thin, flexible blade like I am, pull your blade taut between your 2 fingers to help it cut straight down and not bow out to either side. If you don't get perfect slices, it'll just make the final cane a bit more wavy. It's hard to be perfect without a slicer, so it can be worth just deciding to be happy with the fact that your cane will be a little more organically patterned rather than a perfect computer-style print. Next, we'll build the cane out of all these slices. Use a ruler or some other kind of straight edge for the first row to keep the slices from bowing out. I also found it useful to do my first row on plain printer paper to make it easier to slide the slices into place. If you only did 3 tints, you may want to do more color repeats if you feel your cane is going to be too small with only 2. You want to offset each row to get variation in the pattern. You can either do it semi-randomly or methodically. If your hand slices were messier, you may want to go for more random patterns to keep the spirit of a more overall organic look. If they were neater, or if you prefer cleaner patterns, you may want to do something more methodical like I am here. I offset by 1 square each time I did a new row, creating this pattern and making sure I did the right number of rows so it would tile with itself at the end. When I started this, I only put 1 slice of the scrap clay on each side, but I realized I should have done 2 slices, so I went back and added in a second slice. Once your block is finished, trim the sides to make a rectangle. You'll be reducing this as a rectangle, so if you don't trim the sides, it will distort the square pixels in the cane. If you'd like to see the whole cane reduction, I have the unmodified footage uploaded to my YouTube channel in a playlist called Raw. If you would like to see how to make this glassy, professional-looking pen from the cane without using any power tools or expensive equipment, please check out my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I would love to hear in the comments what you decide to make from this cane. I will try to answer any questions in the comments as quickly as I can.